Hello and welcome to the party. This is Side Quest, our Monday adventure of one shots and fun times. Uh, I am your facilitator for this evening. My name is Morgan. Hello. We're going to be playing For the Queen, Star Wars Edition, Queen Amadala. Yes, beautiful. I love it. Some things I need to go through real quick is their help and for keeping our streams up and running. Uh, Huge thanks to Tabletop Loop, our amazing dice sponsor, providers of fine dice for all your gaming needs. Head over to tabletoploop.com and use the code WTTPDICE to get your 15% off your next purchase. Maddie and his amazing merch shop are sole provider of Welcome to the Party merch, so head over to sonerdwear.com and use the code WELCOME at checkout to get 10% off your next purchase. So Nerdwear, it's what the nerds wear. Welcome to the party, now proudly sponsored by Roll20, the virtual tabletop that runs straight off your web browser. Everything you need to play with your friends is ready at the click of a mouse, from click to roll character sheets to built-in video and voice chat. You can even upload your own maps and tokens. Get all that and more with your free basic account on roll20.net. Sign up now at roll20.net/start/WTTP. Finally, Welcome to the Party is proudly supported by Devin Rue, who has provided huge support to the community since we launched. For some of the best cartographical content on the web, check out rueinc.com. Our Patreon not only goes to support the channel and the people who support it. I feel like I skipped a word there. Oh, well, anyways, your generosity allows us to work on our mission to platform amazing LGBTQ and BIPOC players and creators. So check us out at patreon.com/welcomepartyrpg. And as always, join us in our amazing Discord. We've got a small group tonight, but it is a-okay and fine, and I'm so excited to be playing with everybody. So go ahead and introduce yourselves. I will start with who's on screen here. Counterclockwise, so Paladin.
Oh, I'm first. Fun. Hi, everybody. I'm Paladin Hulk, Twitch moderator for Random Tuesday, Little Red Dot, and the Starwood Initiative. And today I don't know who I'm playing yet because we haven't started, and that's not how this game works. Yay. Also, the group might be small, but I'm very tall, so that makes up for it in some way.
Good. We need the height. We need the filler. Because I am also small, so yeah. Next up, we have Michelle.
Hi, I'm Michelle. I just know this character's name is Adela. Who she's really about, I don't know yet.
I love it. All right, and Angela.
Hello there, everybody. I returned from the previous game you might have seen me in earlier today of wholesomeness, sweetness, and cute, possibly old lady shipping vibes to mysterious, yet to be discovered character here with our fantastic facilitator, who I always love playing with. And now I get to actually play with as opposed to just have as my GM. So,
What? What? Yeah, and I'm your facilitator, Morgan. Hello. I already said that. Anywho, on to safety tools. We're pretty much going to use XCard. We've already talked about lines and veils off camera just to make sure that everybody's comfortable. The game itself already comes with an XCard in the gameplay, so thanks, Alex Roberts. Appreciate you. You're so cool. And always, if you do need to get up to leave anytime, if something's making you completely uncomfortable, shut your camera, turn off the game, walk away. Just let us know, or don't let us know if you can't talk to us. But yeah, you're more than welcome to do what you need. So I got a note from the mod: do not turn off your cam, just cover up the lids. All right. So For the Queen is a game by Alex Roberts. It's a narrative-driven game discussing your relationships with said queen. Our queen is Queen Amadala. You may know her as the youngest queen of Naboo. She was brought up to rangership at the age of 12. What? Anywho, no, wait, 14. One of those. I don't remember.
Child labor.
She started working in the public services at the age of 8 as an apprentice legislator. She stayed for 2 terms, was asked to join for a third, but decided to step down and let someone else take rule. Where we're playing currently within the travels of Queen Amadala is that it's in episode 1, pretty much. If you want to rejoice and just remember the vibes at episode 1, Basically, right after she leaves Tatooine on her way to Coruscant. Did I pronounce that right? Yeah, I pronounced it right. On our way to Coruscant to talk to the council, or the Senate rather, to get their aid to help her take back Naboo. No, Naboo, right? That's the right planet. Yeah, I did a lot of research. It's all blends together.
They're all the same planet.
there's a lot of Star Wars lore out there. Yeah, awesome. Do we have any questions before we start? All right, so let's go ahead and get into instructions. Basically, we'll just go ahead and, oh gosh, how do I do this? Technical difficulties, 1 second as I figure out. Oh, so basically we're starting the instructions card. So I'll draw one. We can keep the same turns if we like. So Paladin, Michelle, Angela, we'll go in turns reading the cards. So I'll read 1, Paladin read 2, Michelle 3, Angela 4, etc. So 1, go around the table clockwise, taking turns reading these cards out loud. So go ahead, read 2, Paladin.
Oh, I didn't understand that.
Yeah, how do we select?
Oh, yeah. So if you go into Roll20, you see instructions, and there's an area that says choose. You click that.
No, all right. I got you. I'm with you. All right.
Okay.
The land you live in has been at war for as long as any of you have been alive. This is true. Trade war.
Trade war. Go ahead and read Michelle, number 3, Michelle.
The Queen has decided to undertake a long and perilous journey to broker an alliance with a distant power.
The Queen has chosen all of you and no one else to be her retinue and accompany her on this journey.
She chose you because she knows that you love her.
You are welcome to look through the Queen cards for inspiration. Nope. If there is one that seems right for the group, place it on the table to inspire your story. Well, we already have a Queen, so that's easy.
We have a Queen. I just can't put her face into the thing because I don't know how to. So just imagine Queen Amadala. Just Google her. Imagine just.
Set the card that reads the Queen is under attack. Do you defend her aside?
Normally, if you were playing this with people in person, that's what you would be doing. I believe the modified instructions, we will ignore that because it's already accounted for in the Roll20 deck. Instruction 8, shuffle red prompt cards, place them face down the center of the table. So prompt cards already shuffled. I believe they are on rotation. And now, Morgan.
Excellent. Yes. Put the Queen is under attack card in the middle of the deck for a game taking moderately 30 minutes, or shuffle it into the bottom third for the deck for a play of hour or more. I think it's already at the bottom. Is that right?
It does note an instruction on there. As the GM, click choose next to the prompt deck so you can see the location the Queen is under attack, and shuffle the deck until the card is the desired depth for your game length, about the middle for a 30-minute game, and the bottom third of the deck for a game to last an hour or more. So I believe that's the instruction for you, Morgan.
I guess we'll just see where it is.
We'll find out together. Because
Fun.
I don't know.
Exploration. When you have read the instruction cards, continue clockwise with the red prompt cards. Take turns reading the questions out loud, interpret the questions, and answer them however you wish.
Other players may ask you questions or make suggestions on your turn, but whether you answer those questions or include those suggestions is entirely up to you.
Oh, also, before we start again, it does look like that our wonderful producer did put a photo of Amadala, the Queen, into our screen. So thank you.
Yeah, producers, they do work. We bless them every
day.
day for doing what they do.
Okay. Is it? I believe it's Angela's turn again. Is that right? Wait.
I believe, yes, it was my turn.
Okay.
So place the X card somewhere everyone can easily reach it. So we already have the X card on the table.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, if you do need to X card anything, just go ahead and type it in chat for me if you want to make them more discreet, or if you want to just just wave your hands frankly at the camera. That would also get my attention. So
Don't hold back.
please don't hold back. Let me know things. All right. If you encounter a card or an answer that you don't want to be included in game, tap the X card. That content is removed from game.
If you draw a card that is removed this way, simply draw another card. You can X a card that you drew yourself.
You can also pass on your turn. To do so, give the prompt card you drew to the next player and say, I'd like to hear your answer to this question.
A prompt card can be passed around the table until someone applies the X card to it.
Continue answering, passing, and Xing questions until the queen is under attack card is drawn.
Each player should answer that question in turn, and then the game is over.
Whoever wants to can draw the first prompt card.
So that who will want to go first?
I'm willing to go first so that we can get the ball rolling and we can see how I'm sure it will be light and fluffy to start off, which is to say it will not be that because my history has always shown me to always get very intense cards right off the bat.
Oh, yay.
Exciting.
Okay, just double checking. So, what brings out the queen's kindness? I'd like to think that there, at least with the relationship I have with her, an acknowledgement of her youth and the stress that this whole position and this situation puts her in. She is literally at some points just a teenager or just someone early 20s, mid 20s, going through a whole situation, galactic trade, going through a whole intergalactic conflict that is high stress, it's high anxiety provoking. So having someone who can be there and be a comforting presence, who isn't condescending, but is acknowledging that she has her limited level of experience doing this kind of work. I think that brings out her kindness, and in the moments where perhaps I mentor her and such, or have been there to support her through it along the way, I've been able to see her kindness, and that I imagine is probably just gestures or looks at times.
You're the mentor? Good luck.
Yeah, this doesn't end well for me. I didn't say it was going to go well. None of these things go well necessarily.
I mean, it sucks for mentors everywhere, but we're in Star Wars and... Oof.
I will die, most assuredly. I'm well prepared for full nosedive into early death. So I think the order we had said would have been Paladin, Michelle, myself, and then Morgan?
I want to go last.
Oh, you wanted to go last. Okay. So
I will, no matter what the order is now, I will go last.
Makes sense.
So do we want to go reverse then?
Yeah,
then
that makes
me,
sense.
Then Paladin.
Yeah.
Okay, so
Yeah, let's do
me.
So
All right.
Michelle, you will draw the next card.
Okay. I'm trying to draw.
Okay, yeah, you hit
One.
Draw, yeah, just one, and then you'll get like
Draw.
a little, and then you'll click on it above your name tag thingy.
That's one of the ways, yeah.
Yeah.
See that it's above your portrait? There
we
it
go.
is.
There it is.
And go ahead and, yeah, there we go.
There is a part of you that does not want peace in this land. Why are you attached to the war? The Trade Federation is seeing us as weak. And while the Queen is kind, she's not naive. And perhaps it is time for Naboo to stand up and say that we are more than just beautiful lake country and wonderful clothes.
We also have Jar Jar. Lots and lots of Jar Jars.
I was going to do the voice and then I decided against it.
No, we will. No, we are not doing that.
That's fair. All right. All right. So
Should I draw?
yeah, I was trying to think if I had a question for Michelle in regards to
Right. We should do
her
question.
position. So you want to show that Naboo can stand up against the trades, or do you want them for the trades?
That we can stand up to them.
Okay. Yep. That's all I had for now.
All right.
Yeah. No, Angela. Okay.
Yeah, I had a thought, but I'm gonna wait on that question. I'll wait.
Okay.
So let's let Paladin draw and see what his card is.
Ooh. What do you do to disappoint the queen on this journey? That's just gonna be everything, basically.
Oh no.
Yeah.
Why?
Why do you say that?
Why do you say that?
Every single thing. Because I'm even younger than she is, and she's real young, right? Because I'm her kid sidekick, bringing her treats in the morning. And, this is a very frustrating and stressful time. There's assassins after her. She had to watch pod racing, and everybody died. That's pretty stressful. And all of that stress she's taking out on me to criticize the way I'm holding the silver platter. And what is it? It's the golden spoon. What do rich people eat with?
Maybe.
Whichever spoon she uses, pure diamond. I don't know. The wrong one.
How did you even get that job? How did you get this job?
Oh, via my uncle. You may have heard of him. Uncle Shreve. Good man. Great man. It's gonna go far. You know, he's a senator.
Yes.
How long have you been working for the Queen?
2 years, I think. That sounds legit.
Yeah, her first full reign. Yeah. Her first full term, yeah. I like that.
That phrasing makes me slightly suspicious.
Oh, I approach everything from the writer's standpoint. So, like, how much would be enough for this all to make sense?
I respect you that much more for having that perspective.
All right.
No, nothing else? Okay.
No, that's it.
Yeah. Excellent. I'll draw then. Oh, too far. What do you usually do for the royal family? Why does that make you an unlikely choice for this journey? What would be an unlikely choice for the journey? Maybe like a personal chef? Times are hard, and why would she need her own personal chef with her? I think I'll go with that. I'm her own personal cook. And even if I got dragged to Naboo and Tatooine. Wait, no. Hold on. Is that the right word? Tatooine? Tatooine.
That's where we've just come from.
Yeah, that place.
All the pod racing.
All the pod racing.
And slavery, because, the great planet. Just wonderful.
Just so good. But, yeah, I think I'm her personal chef, and why I went anywhere with her is I'm unsure, and I think everybody else in the group is unsure as well. In this retinue, she thinks I'm funny. Maybe, I don't know. We'll just go with that.
Are you just basically the character equivalent of the John Travolta meme where he just walks into the area and just like, what is going on? You were that background character equivalent of that in this situation.
Pretty much. She's like, yeah, you're gonna come with us. I'm like, but why? She's like, you need to cook for me. I'm like, Okay.
I have a strong
And
premonition we're going to pick up a small child and someone needs to clean up after him.
Have you always been the royal chef? Did you serve our previous queen?
Oh yeah, I think I am. I'm the queen's, whoever the queen is. I serve them. I'm part of the royal culinary. I was gonna say institute, but that's wrong. The royal culinary docket. I don't know. Like we feed the senators, we feed the queen. We pretty much cook for the royals themselves.
Royal Food Court.
The royal food court. Yep. Palace chef. Mm-hmm.
You, Paladin. You took
Yep.
too much joy in saying that out loud.
I'm the worst. I'm sorry.
This will be an interesting experience.
Ooh, we're getting raided.
Oh.
Oh, we got some raids. Oh, look, new to the party is raiding with 4 people. Hi, new to the party. Welcome. We kind of just started, so buckle in. We're talking about Queen Amadala's retinue. So, I think it's Angela's turn now. So, if you like to go ahead.
So,
unless we're done talking about my palace chef.
I think we are for this moment.
Yes.
So let's
okay,
see.
cool.
What shall we bring up in this instance? Oh God, no! That's so bad. You are considered ugly by almost everyone you meet. I'm going to nix this card.
Okay, yeah.
I don't know why this card is ever.
You want to pass it to someone or just get rid of it altogether?
I think
Get rid of it.
Yeah, you go ahead and draw another one then. That's fine.
Let's choose something of. Let's choose something of most substance.
I want happiness, not meanness. Well, there's some meanness in here, but like not that mean.
Huh.
Okay, that's a good one.
The queen sometimes shows interest in your personal life. How do you respond to that? And why? I think I'm actually very guarded about all of this. I think given the situation of being being involved in public affairs to a certain extent, like I'm just seen, because if we're doing the retinue, I kind of imagine that we are at different points seen out and about with her, like traveling with her. So there's a certain element of like, you will be targeted for things, and the assassinations have had the ripple effect that those of us who are involved, at least from my perspective, or have to deal with that potential concern of families and such. So I kind of think I respond very defensively and very guarded because there's a lot of people who I would like to keep safe. And I think the problem though is that I keep getting interest because I keep seeing if I can sneak off on occasions when we do have, if there's possible downtime during travel. Prior to this time, looking into speaking at some of the Jedi temples to look into the history because I'm curious, but I don't think I've ever actually gotten into any of that information. I'm just curious and want to talk to people, but it always seems a little bit odd when I'm doing that. So,
and you're hiding that from the queen, that you're interested in Jedi stuff?
Yes.
Do you have like a lightsaber somewhere?
No. No. Not yet.
So how does she ask about your personal life?
I kind of think it's that measure of trying of at times it's that slight tense awkward point where you're trying the tension between like trying to be concerned and understanding of like, look, it might look kind of weird you're looking into this stuff, especially when we have folks traveling with us who you could just talk to anyways. But I think, or we've had people who've traveled with us who are of that disposition who you could just talk to anyways. And I think there's that tension, the tension between wanting to be understanding, but also trying to be like, is this a security concern? Is this someone who is up to something of no good? And you're looking into things that like no one should be looking into? And I think it's just kind of ends up coming off slightly blunt when she's trying to be understanding. Like she just asks questions and it's just very private when we're talking over various things that are going on. I think she tries to be nice about it, but it does. she kind of has to press a little bit harder, and I get very defensive as a result.
Anyone else? Or
Not right now.
you think of someone in this retinue as the queen's favorite. Who? What makes you think this? Well, it is, of course, the mentor. She does turn to you a lot. You have earned that position through your knowledge and your steadfast demeanor, and you are able to not talk down to her when she gets, I don't know. Well, our queen did not realize there was slavery on Tatooine. And seeing her not prepared for that was quite, I don't know, upsetting somehow.
But not upsetting enough to stop her from buying one. So.
Oh, God. So terrible.
She did.
Yep.
I haven't seen.
Well,
It's technically not her. Qui-Gon bought the kid, but.
The universe has messy things in it. You should acknowledge that from the outset.
That is true, but I don't. And so the mentor position, you don't have a name yet, but did you ever discuss slavery with her and how perhaps the Republic is not as dazzling as she thinks it is?
I think that's been part of the reason I'm involved in a lot of ways, is that there are people trained, and there are folks who are involved who in previous, I imagine, so there's an element of, given the nature of my knowledge of the background world and such, that there are folks who want a sort of rosy image for folks who are coming into the succession of this position of authority and rule. And I imagine that there have been those who would like a less than rosy understanding to actually be taught. And I'm sort of I'm a compromise person where I'm like, I know a bit about the less fun aspects of the different world and been trying to get those things across, but it's a slow process when you try and shake someone's fundamental world perception that things are a certain way, and then you tell them that's not the case for a lot of different people. They handle it in different ways. In some approaches, you have to go a little bit slow, and some you have to be very blunt. I kind of think that's been the role I've occupied in some ways, is trying to figure out which one is most effective to someone who, again, I think it's part of that relationship of like knowing how to balance that with her, of how to not be condescending towards her because of that worldview, but also be like, things are not as pleasant as we want them, as people assume they are out there in other aspects of the universe and the galaxy. They're not. And this is what we have to be willing to deal with the sins of.
Do you think she is too young to be queen?
Yes, but I would never say so. That's an opinion I keep to myself.
All right, so I'm up to draw a card.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Who is this distant power you are traveling to, and why do they make you uneasy? Well, we know where we're going. We're going to Coruscant.
Mm-hmm.
And the Republic. And is it Grand Chancellor Valorum? Is he Arch Chancellor? What sort of Chancellor is he? I forget.
I'm forgetting off the top of my head. I'm certain Michelle could fill us in.
Chancellor. Just Chancellor.
Is it just Chancellor?
Yes, it's Chancellor Valor.
All right. Why does Chancellor Valorum make me uneasy? Well, I know my uncle's not a huge fan of him. You know, thinking, well, he's just not getting things done. That Chancellor Valorum just want to, keep everybody happy, and you just, if you try to appease everyone, you appease no one. You gotta take a stand. Yeah, my uncle, great guy. He's totally right about Chancellor Valorum. Like, that dude's just useless. So I'm just like, can he really help us though? I don't know. I think something needs to be done about this guy.
You talk a lot with your uncle?
We're a tight-knit family. Family is very important in this universe. That's what he keeps telling me. And I'm not quite sure why, but my uncle's such a smart guy. I'm sure he's right.
And he asks you a lot about the Queen?
Sure. He's nice. He allows me to complain when my duties are getting to be a bit rough. Because, I didn't grow up to be a servant. I'm a noble. And, it's a wake-up call to wait on someone hand and foot. But he says it'll make me grow stronger. And that's also something that's very important to him.
You are a member of her court and you see yourself as a servant?
Yes. Like, I'm her page. I'm her servant. So that's like a training station for young nobles. Where you get to learn from the queen firsthand. Because I'm a small child and I'm always there when she does everything, good and bad. I prefer her bodyguard. Way better. Like, she speaks with more conviction. But that's never going to repeat that. Don't know why I even brought it up.
Then why did you bring it up?
I don't know. Next question. Oh, look, a bird. It's a Star Wars bird, so it has a personality.
It has a personality. All right, I will draw then. Didn't mean to click. There is someone else in this retinue you love besides the queen. How and why are you keeping it a secret?
Is it Keira Knightley?
I mean, have you seen her? That is a good question. There's someone else in the retinue you love besides the queen. How and why are you keeping it a secret? I think it is just one of the guards, generic guard A. They have a name. I'm not making it though. Well, if they come up even more, I'll give them more of a name. But how and why are you keeping it a secret? Why is it? Because we were told specifically as help that we are not to have any sort of relations on these travel voyages. Any and all relations would have to be at home. But since we're not at home, yeah.
Why is that a rule?
The queen. I don't know.
Well, I mean,
she doesn't want to date off-worlders. Is that it?
How do you feel that now they are here? It's a small ship.
It's been tough. We've talked about it, but I do love them. Don't get me wrong. It's just I do want to respect the queen and what she says. So we don't. We love each other, but we know it's best just to do our work and just keep our minds focused.
Do you think the queen would treat you as a liability if she found out?
Yeah, because my first loyalty is to the queen and whoever the queen may be. And if I show that my loyalty lies to someone else, even someone and not even a high regard at all, I then that may be traitorous to her, and she may not appreciate that.
Well, that moment when she was off ship and away, that moment you two had? That must have been nice.
It was, even if it was brief, just to even hold her hand was just, I missed it. But I have to do what I need to do. So that is cook for the queen on this ship. Do you know how hard it is to cook on a ship?
Yes, that Jedi is a very picky eater.
Oh, which one are we talking about?
That one with the weird tail.
Right thing, yeah.
Very handsome.
Obi-Wan. Yeah.
He's a very handsome dude.
Ubi 2. Is that his name? Ubi 2?
Obito. Yeah, I remember him.
Obito.
And his good friend Naruto. Yeah.
I don't know. And then there's the other one with the yes. I don't. Whatever their names are.
He's also a handsome one as well.
I'm sure you know their names. I
always know the names. That's not the part of them I'm interested in.
I know it's that one is Obi-Wan and the other one is Qui-Gon.
Qui-Gon. It's Qui-Gon. That of course is the name. That's how it goes.
Qui-Gon.
Qui-Gon. I know their names. They're just, I don't know. Anyway,
they're irrelevant.
I digress. I digress.
But yeah, that's me and my life. Everybody knows. Angela, I believe it's your turn.
Alrighty. So. Oh God. What brings out the queen's cruelty?
We don't have to eat this one if you don't want to.
No. That's not a, oh God, like I'm uncomfortable doing this one. This is a like, there's usually one of these kinds of cards where I'm like, yep, smooth sailing. I haven't had to talk about anything terrible in a while whatsoever. Or anything even remotely uncomfortable, but this is a comfortable level of uncomfortable. I don't necessarily think it's petty things like issues with the page individual and issues with food or just possible concerns about safety. I don't even think it's those things. I think it's just those moments of where maybe someone challenges her from the royal court, not even necessarily with this smaller retinue that's going, but from the royal court has challenged her and given off the impression like they know better simply because they are older than her, when in reality she may have actually had a point, and had they taken the time to listen to her and heed her advice, they would realize she has actual good judgment in these situations. And I like to think in those moments it's a very subtle change of the look that she gives towards the people, but there's a sense of like, I don't want to say immediate death, but like repercussions will be had. But I don't think I would necessarily know, nor do I think she is that malicious to go to straight anything that terrible. But I do think there's a sense of like, if not social ostracization, then sort of political, like, this does not look good on you, to sort of try and just condescend and look down upon someone who's relatively young for her position, but is here. You challenge her, and then you are publicly wrong in a very obvious way. I think in that way, she kind of hyper emphasizes it the way that some folks do, more like more subtle knife in the back kind of way, and less like blunt, like
She
direct.
makes a
Like,
big deal out of showing that the person who objects is wrong.
yeah, like she more just draws attention to that fact, and like only it, like
Get
it
a
might
load of this moron.
uh, maybe not. I don't think in that one. I feel like that would lose the decorum that I think she's practiced and worked so hard to try and show that she has, given the inexperience. But I think it's more the subtle, like when someone gets in one last good jab, like if someone were to try and like look down upon her in public speaking, and then she's like, well, I'm certain that he's shown himself to be quite capable. He's shown how capable he is in this moment with his reasoning, after she's just proven that he is entirely wrong and incompetent in what he's saying. Like, it would be one of those kind of like public jabs where it's not like making a big spectacle, but it's very clear, like, this person isn't going to be looked at very well by anyone anymore. I think it's that condescension in regards to her age.
Throwing a little shade, maybe.
Yeah, pretty much. I think
Yeah.
that's what I'm looking for here. It's just
Like
very
an
shady
eclipse.
sort of
Yes. I don't know about any of you, but when she reminds someone of what she knows, and how she just, like, I have this knowledge, and she declares this knowledge, she has a very interesting side eye. Do you agree?
It's the makeup. It just seals it seals the deal for how strong the side eye is. Without it, it would not be as piercing, but with it, it's just a dead soul looking right into you. So yeah, that's what brings out her cruelty.
All right, thank you.
Good answer.
What makes the queen ugly in your eyes? I'm going to interpret ugly as not physical ugly. Is that all right?
Yeah, no, take it as you want.
Okay. The queen, it's more disappointment. It's not, there are times when the anger, sometimes you want her to be angry at you, but instead there's the disappointment. And well, I've known her before she was queen. And there was a moment I suggested that perhaps she live a little longer, just having life before she was queen. Queen for a young age, and then you're queen for a couple of terms, and then what is, I knew she would be elected queen, no matter if she ran when she did or the next term. I knew she would be queen. But just to experience life a little bit more, she was displeased at that suggestion at that time.
Did you? I think I sort of have two questions based off of that. One, were you someone who was personally close to her prior to becoming part of the retinue?
Yes, we went through the training together back. I helped her, have a few little moments with that boy with the dark curly hair.
Do you think you would trust her judgment more if she'd... Do you think her judgment is trustworthy now, or do you think it would have been more trustworthy had she taken more time prior to being elected to live life?
She is trustworthy. But having more knowledge is never a bad thing. Just a little bit more experience. Just in life. But she is trustworthy. She is our good queen.
Okay. Oh, we ran out of cards. That's weird.
Oh, we ran out of cards already.
That's not possible.
Are you clicking the draw area? Oh.
How?
Stand by. We are experiencing technical difficulties by having no cards in our deck.
One moment, please. How do we fix this?
Well, you could shuffle all the cards back in.
How do I do that?
That's going to undo all the progress we've made, though. Where did they all go?
Are y'all not seeing the additional cards to draw? I'm still seeing a deck that you can draw from.
Whenever you hit draw and you hit the number of cards you do, it has a pop-up that says ran out of cards of deck before drawing all the cards.
Yeah.
How did that happen?
I don't get that. Are you getting that?
Yeah, you can still draw a card.
Yeah, it says draw multiple cards. Do you want me to see if I can draw one?
Yeah, see if that, because
Go
I
nuts.
think that's what the rest of us have been having happen as well. That
Oh
we
no,
get to do that.
it does says ran out of cards and
How did
Yeah.
this is
Ah,
a curious
that's
thing.
very odd.
Well,
I have never seen that happen.
I don't know how to
I've made a mess.
use this.
What have you done, Paladin?
I'm the worst.
Did you displease your god? Did you break your oath somehow?
I don't have a god.
Did you break your
cleric.
oath?
I'm a normal paladin, so that like a justice oath breaking here, that's going to be tough.
You seem to have done so. If we're having technical difficulties, you've summoned the tech gremlins.
Oh, that's all my worst fears. Like, there's a problem and it's your fault. That's like, oh no, no.
All right, and we did get a follower. Thank you, DD_the_Schmay, for
Me?
the follow for welcome to the party. Appreciate it. We are gonna try to figure out what's going on, because
Would it just be the case as you as GM just reshuffling the deck? I mean,
I don't have those powers.
Huh.
Because
Right.
this is not my game.
Right.
Oh dear.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's going to be a problem.
So, can we go to break
Yeah,
maybe
there might
and try
be-
to figure out what's going on here?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
All right,
think
so I think
it's
we're gonna
appropriate to-
try to go to break and see what we can do, and then we'll come back in like 10-15 hopefully, and
But maybe not.
well, crossing my fingers that we can fix. All right, so yeah, we'll be back in a bit. All right, stay safe. Bye.
Mm-hmm.
Keep waiting. Okay, now we're on break. Okay.
And right.
Today.
Oh no.
If you get a second during break, you should
So
check out
close.
one of our
So
amazing
close.
sponsors. We're now proudly
Okay, now we're
sponsored by
awake. Okay,
Roll20, the best virtual tabletop for all your
All right.
role-playing needs. Over 4
No, it's
million
fine.
people use
I have no
Roll20's
idea.
virtual tabletop to power their favorite games. And with more modules than you can shake a stick
mean,
at
I
on their
could-
new revamped
the only
storefront,
reason
you'll
I asked is
definitely
'cause, like, I
find
was like,
something
oh,
for your
cool, I
group
didn't
to
know-
enjoy. Sign up today by clicking the link below or heading to roll20.net/start/WTTP. Tabletop Loot is an amazing place to get your dice bags, dice boxes, and more. And now you can get 15% off your purchase at tabletoploot.com by using the code WTTPDICE at checkout. Tabletop Loot. Your party starts here. While you're at it, check out our so awesome merch store, So Nerdware. So Nerdware is the place to find all your Welcome to the Party merch and other amazing stuff too. Head on over to sonerdware.com and use the code WELCOME at checkout to get 10% off your next purchase. So Nerdware. It's what the nerds wear. Devin Rue, the amazing mistress of maps, has kindly supported the channel since the beginning and provides graphics for many of our streams. Head on over to rueinc.com to check out some of the best fantasy cartography on the web. Our Patreon supports the creators and producers of the channel by providing Roll20 subscriptions, cost coverage for video hosting, and more. If you want to support the channel while getting podcasts a week early, gaming articles that are published on Patreon first, a shout out during our break, and more, head on over to patreon.com/welcomepartyrpg and throw us a buck or $5. And last, but certainly not least, help out the party. Subs and bits not only support the stream, but also every 500 bits or a tier
Hello and welcome back. So we just ran into some tech issues and we tried. Thank you for your patience. And we just tried, but we're just gonna have to call it here. Unfortunately, we've been having such a blast. Who knows where Chip's gonna be? The mentor, Adala, the chef. But that's a story for another time. I would just want us to go around and just talk about. Oh, I want y'all to do your plugs and tell us where you go, where to see you, how we can find you and be your friend. So I think I'm going to start. Paladin, I'm going to start with you.
Okay. Next you can find me is Wednesdays on the Stalwart Initiative, where I play Torval the Turtle. I'm a ranger in a desert campaign, and everything is real bad because there's undead and cat people and evil gods coming back. But I'm gonna get through it with the help of my friends.
Oh.
And Sundays over on Uncanny Adventures, I play Holt, the pirate paladin who tries to make friends with all the evil pirates, and that's going really well. I've made a bunch of friends. Only now the worst person on the bloody ship is the captain. So hooray! Yay!
Do you have any socials you want to plug?
You can find me everywhere under Paladin Hulk. And
All right.
if it's someone else, tell me and I'll.
You're gonna fight them.
Yeah.
Fight them to the death. All right. Well, thank you, Paladin. Let's see, Michelle.
Hi, I'm Michelle Ely. You can find me on Twitter at Michelle Ely, or most of the time in our Discord. Please come by our Discord. It is welcoming and warm and full of all the gay feelings. On Tuesdays at 8 p.m. Eastern, I am in the Risk game. I play Jovra. Starting May 16th, 8 p.m. Eastern, that's Saturday, I am in the Waverly Bubble Gumshoe game where I'm going to be playing Darcy. We're a bunch of teenagers in this weird little town trying to solve a little mystery, sort of think like Scooby-Doo, Stranger Things, Buffy sort of vibe there. And then every other Wednesday on the Magardia channel at 7 p.m. Eastern, I play Zenbrex. They're an elf halfling rogue. They've been actually lying a bit about who they are. They've been saying that they are an elven ranger, and they actually came clean this past episode 4, and the way it's a really great moment how the team actually took it and all that type of stuff and everything. So that's again Magardia. So that's me.
Awesome. Thank you, Angela.
I want to protect this halfling so much, and and my only thought after hearing the voice was the turtle must live. If the turtle dies, I will come to the game in some capacity, roll up a character even though I don't know anyone, and just be like, I cast Revivify to bring this freaking turtle back.
He's a good bean.
Yes.
That's his name.
I love it.
Mm-hmm.
But hi, I'm Angela. You can find me a couple of different places soon. In the works on something masks related that I will let you know about very soon once we get it more finalized, and then possibly another 5e rotated kind of thing. But in terms of welcome to the party stuff, you can see me here sometimes on 3v when we have games going for that. I might actually fill a spot this Saturday because we need to do that. We needed someone to fill in for one of our spots.
Please fill the spots.
I
am running a game like next weekend, so someone else will take over this one.
Yeah. But you can also go to my Twitter at Phoenix24Fem, and you can see all of my various writing projects. Just plugged this one earlier. If you go to the Art for Ourselves media publication online site, you can find the spring equinox issue where I wrote about transitioning as a trans woman of color and processing that in relation to my mother's recent passing and her influence on my life. And I have a bunch of poems, some lore about the first homebrew world that I made that was on this channel a few seasons back in Adventures in Agni that I ran with an all Bimpot crew. And that Morgan got to guest in as our Roadrunner monk.
So fast.
so fast because monk. And now you can catch me on Mondays earlier from I believe it's 1 a.m. EST to 1 a.m. PST, EST, 10 a.m. PST math hard, where I get to play an old lady herbalist in a Ryutama campaign, and then Sunday nights you can catch me running a second homebrew world that I've created called Arrowvin in the Monty Cook's Numenera system with another whole Bimpot crew. So that is me. And if you need, before I forget, if you need your own personalized TTRPG music campaign music, or you need music for a website, I also do commissions on that as well.
And she does amazing work. I have worked with her. It's wonderful. I highly recommend it. It's beautiful.
Yeah, Angela's great. I love her. All right, and I'm Morgan. I was your facilitator and the chef of this motley crew. You can find me on Twitter and Instagram at Serena Bezos. I don't do a lot of live streaming now that I do a lot of podcast work, but sometimes you'll catch me here on Welcome to the Party, especially with 3V. I'm also on Victory Condition Gaming a lot, doing live streams there as well. You can catch me on Red Death, which is a 1890s 5e Mask of Red Death D&D game with the Roleplay Network. Also, I run games for the Roleplay Network with Powered by the Players, which is Pirate Apocalypse games, mini campaigns and one-shots of rotating diverse cast. And we are currently releasing our Mask game that we ran. So I think we're about 4 or 5 episodes into that, and we have other ones lined up. Is that it? I think that's it for me. Yeah, so once again, thank you all so much for playing. I'm sorry about the technical difficulties as well. Thank you all for being so patient with all that. I want to thank everybody who watched. I also want to thank people who came and rated. We appreciate you all coming in and seeing us just for our amazingness, just for a little bit. But yeah. Shout out to Roll20 for what they do, and shout out to our patrons at patreon.com. Don't forget to come join us in Discord, because I think we're cool. Yeah. Oh, we have merch. SoNerdWear.com. We have merch. Buy our merch. We are going to be rating. Yeah. All right. Well, we are going to go off and be rating Happy Jack's RPG. They're running Dungeons and Dragons. So, yeah, until next time, we'll see you then. Bye-bye. Just keep waving.
Nope, it's a slash, not an exclamation.
Yep.
Well, then we're not rating, unless we're doing it in a very old-fashioned-y, everyone go to this channel kind of a way.
Yes, so apparently
Just
we're
go to
going
the
to do one of
channel.
those. Just go to
get
the
out of
channel.
here.
See
Just
that
go.
in the chat.
Get
Happy
out of
Jack's
here.
RPG, go
Get
there,
out.
or don't. You know, go
Scream.
to sleep.
What are you
Go
doing?
get some food.
Get out
Do
of
what you
here.
want.
Get out of here.
I love you, but you gotta go.
Everyone's just, this is the point where we've reached
There
the
we
mission.
go.
Hey,
We're
we
rating.
figured it out.
Yes.
There you go.
Vamp till you can't stop.
So,
There we
did
go.
you have the permission? Did someone else do it? What happened?
I'm muted. Oh, there we go.
Ah, there
Les.
you go. Well, that was a smooth game.
Yep.
Everything went amazing.
It went so well.
Perfect.
Hey,